reconciliation, peace and justice. The church is in Africa at the service of reconciliation, peace and justice. At the service of reconciliation, peace and justice.
And maintaining a positive image and relationship between an organization or an individual and its public or stakeholders through the use of communication to influence perception and build credibility belong to a specific field of specialization called public relations. When the concept of public relations is mentioned, people think only of secular institutions, of organizations that are concerned with business, of political personalities and political parties, and civil societies and even NGOs. No one or very few people could imagine that the church can also be involved in the business of public relations. This is informed by the wrong conception of public relations as spin or presenting what is not there, or the church or institutions that are involved in public relations telling lies. That is not it. The right understanding of public relations brings the church in, and the church has been involved in the business of public relations for centuries because public relations has a very vital role to play in the evangelization mission of the church. And this is why we decided to discuss on the role of public relations in the church in our program today. Hi there, good people, and welcome to our program, The Church on Social Communications, the program that guides us on the use of the means of social communication according to the mind of Christ, the perfect communicator, as taught by the church and presented by professionals in the field of communication. Accept warm greetings from the foot of Mount Fako, where DMR TV will be reaching you, or is reaching you always, on radio, on television, and on his social media handles. My name is Singfred Senior Msanetata, your host for the program. Today, we shall try to find out the perspective from which the church takes and practice public relation. How does the public relation contribute to the evangelization mission of the church? These are the questions we'll try to seek for answers in the course of the program today. We shall start by defining PR from the church's perspective. But before that, let us give you some time to get set for our discussion. We shall be back in a jiffy. Stay tuned.
The church is in Africa at the service of reconciliation, peace and justice. The church is in Africa at the service of reconciliation, peace and justice. At the service of reconciliation, peace and justice.
Welcome back, and the program is The Church on Social Communications. If you are just joining us, accept warm greetings from the foot of Mount Fako. And our discussion today is on the role of public relations in the evangelization mission of the church. what is the role of public relations in the church? The church sees public relations from the community-oriented perspective, community-oriented conception of public relations. And the role of public relations from this perspective is seen as call to maintain communication between the leadership of the church and public opinion in the community. Maintain communication between the leadership of the church and public opinion in the community. Normally, the church is supposed to run a public relation office, but this role is played by the Directorate of Communication in the dioceses. The dioceses, the Directorate of Communication, as you know, that has a double role to play, to guide the church on its public relation. And there is no public relation without communication. And with communication, the church uses the media. And public relation here is how to maintain the communication, positive communication between the leadership of the church and the public opinion in the community. Leadership, communication, public opinion. You put communication in the middle, you put leadership this side, and you put public opinion. How to maintain this is the role of the Office of Public Relations. And this has a threefold function. One, the office explains to the community what the Catholic Church is. What the church is. The people of God. The body of Christ that embraces all the children of God. Those who are in the sheepfold, those who are backslided, and of course the church as a divine institution on earth run by human beings has a responsibility to lead all God's children to their ideal. So whether you are political or non-political, they are all children of God, and the role of the church is to direct all that they are doing for the sanctification of God's children, for the glorification of God, to lead them to heaven. How the church serves the whole community and each group in the community. The office explains how the church serves the whole community and each individual in that community. The Office of Public Relations in the church creates favorable public opinion in the community so that the church can carry out its mission. We'll get to know how the Office of Public Relations play the role of creating a favorable public opinion in the community so that the church can carry out its evangelization mission. The church needs this enabling environment to carry out its mission. So the Public Relations Office has a responsibility to monitor the community, to understand the public opinion, and to build a positive image. Remember the definition that we gave at the beginning, that public relation is the strategic practice of managing and maintaining a positive public image, and relation between an organization or individuals in an organization and its publics with an S, or stakeholders. These, the various publics, constitute the various powerful institutions in the community, and the church is one of such powerful institutions. And the church, seeing public relations from the perspective of the community-oriented conception, will be communication, managing the communication between the leadership of the church and public opinion in the community. The first role. The second is to explain to church leaders the current state of public opinion in the community about the church. So the role of the Public Relations Office is also to measure, monitor, understand the current state of public opinion in the community about the church, and then explain it to the church leadership. It has to monitor and understand the potential problems of public opinion for the church, possible topical issues that the community will need to see the role of the church. It is also its function. It has a function, a very important one here. The office maintains consistency between the internal communication and the external communication of the church. Maintain consistency so that what is said in the internal setting of the church is the same that is reflected within the external communication of the church. That means the very gospel values should be seen, the embodiment of gospel values in the society. The church as a divine institution, the church as the people of God, the church as a symbol of mercy and compassion should be seen doing this. We can summarize this to say that the church's public relations office serves as a bridge between the church leadership and the community, with these three main functions we have mentioned, which we can summarize thus. It involves making the public aware of Catholic activities that embody gospel values. The public relations office keeps church leadership informed about public opinion and potential issues that can promote a positive public opinion or can mar the positive public opinion. The church public relations office is concerned with monitoring this. The public relations office ensures that the church's internal communication aligns what the church teaches, what the church practices, what the church directs its members to practice. The church as a moral voice of society, what is said within the internal settings of the church should be the same thing that the public media should see and relate about the church. This gives us a brief or a summaric presentation of what the concept of public relation from the community-oriented perspective is seen in the church. And of course, we say that it is the communication, maintaining the communication between the church's leadership and public opinion and society. So this brings in the role of the media in shaping public opinion. Of course, it is the media that shapes public opinion. In a democratic society, everyone is craving for democracy, and we pretend to be in a democratic setting, or we dream to attain that. Every society is yearning for advanced democracy to grow. Our own is described as advanced democracy. In the practical terms, we see what that means, but we understand when we talk about a democratic society. In a democratic society where public opinion shapes collective decision, because public opinion could be individual opinion, come from individual consciences. But then, all these collective consciences influence public decisions. The church must engage with the media and the public to maintain its relevance and credibility, because public opinion is a collection of individual opinions, which individuals, they form their opinion based on this. But through the collective discussion, that opinion is formed. We could ask ourselves, how is public opinion formed? The media plays a pivotal role in shaping public opinion about the church. And don't forget that the church's media and the church are seen as one. So we need the role of the secular media, the private media, that is not church media, that would contribute to influence even us Catholics who are within the church. Sometimes the opinion we carry is the one that is promoted by the secular media. And of course, we normally say, when you stand on the summit of the mountain, you do not see yourself. You allow the other media to see yourself. That is why, yes, we run our own media, like Divine Mercy Radio Television is the church's media. We still need the other media to promote public opinion about the church, because the church's media and the church are seen as one. Same as we see CRTV and the government of Cameroon is seen as one. If you want to get a contrary view which would influence public opinion about the government, it is not on CRTV. You listen to other media organs. Other media organs are very important. The media evaluates whether institutions, including the church, are contributing to society's welfare. The media is the fourth estate of the realm. The media is the critical evaluator of society. The media construct narratives about public events, often defining heroes and villains. And for the church, this means that the media coverage can significantly impact public perception about the church. So there is no public relation without communication, and there is no effective communication in society without the media. And when it comes to building public opinion, we must consider other media, secular media organs, private media organs, other media organs that are not church, because they are able to evaluate the church's media and the church and build a public opinion which can create a positive public image for the church to carry out its evangelization mission. The church must be aware of how it is portrayed in the media and work to ensure that its message is accurately and positively communicated. This requires a deep understanding of media dynamics and a commitment to transparency. That means the church must be very conscious. The public relations office must understand what drives the secular media and know how to package its information that will attract the secular media to build a positive image and good relationship between the church and the community, and of course promote public opinion, positive public opinion for the church to carry out its evangelization mission. Let us take a moment to reflect on the words of Pope Francis about the church. He said the church must be a place of mercy, freely given, where everyone can feel welcome, loved, forgiven, and encouraged to live the good life of the gospel. The church embraces everyone, whether they are sinners or saints, they are all children of God. They come to God's house. Sometimes we are quick to say the church is aligning with repressive regimes and political leaders who are not promoting the common good. The church, they remain the children of God. And by coming closer to the church could be a way, the beginning of their conversion, if they are not doing well. But the media is there to observe and listen carefully what the church says. These words of Pope Francis remind us of the church's mission and the importance of communicating that mission effectively in the world. We take a break. When we come back, we look at the functions of the church's public relations officer in the church. Thank you.
The church is in Africa at the service of reconciliation, peace and justice. The church is in Africa at the service of reconciliation, peace and justice. At the service of reconciliation, peace and justice.
You're welcome back, and the program is the Church on Social Communications. I am Singfred Senior, Mr. Netata, After we look at the function of the church's public relation office, particularly in a more detailed way, now that we understand the importance of public relations and the role of the media in promoting or maintaining communication between the leadership of the church and public opinion, let us explore the specific functions of the church's public relation office. This would include what we already mentioned. We want to take it a little bit further, explaining the church to the community. This involves making the public aware of the Catholic activities that embody gospel values. This is what we sell out there to the public media. It also involves crisis management. When scandals or controversies arise, the public relations office must handle them with transparency and accountability. Informing church leadership, the PR office keeps church leaders informed about public opinions and potential issues. Should be able to listen to the media organs possible, read all the newspapers where the church is mentioned, summarize and present to the church leadership. That is part of the duty of the public relations office. Bridging internal and external communication, ensuring that the church's internal communication aligns with external messaging. We are emphasizing these functions. And one of the most critical roles of the public relations office is crisis management. In time of crisis, the church must act swiftly, admit mistakes when necessary, and take steps to prevent future issues. This approach helps maintain public trust and credibility. Now we look at the theology of public relations. The theology of public relations. Public relations in the church is not just about managing images. It is deeply rooted in theology. The church is the sacramentum mundi, the visible presence of Christ in the world. Just as Jesus evangelized through public actions, the church continues its mission by witnessing to the gospel in the public sphere. The role of the church is predicate evangelium, preach the gospel. Everything that the church is doing, there must be a direct connection that defines the role of the church as preaching the gospel. The church's communication is infused with religious language and symbolism, reflecting the action of the Holy Spirit. This theological foundation guides all public relations offices or all public relations efforts, ensuring that they align with the church's mission of salvation. And it must go back to the perfect communicator, Jesus Christ. As we indicate at the beginning of this program, communication must be according to the mind of Christ, the perfect communicator. Now let's take another moment to reflect, this time on the words of St. John Paul II. This is what he says. Do not be afraid to go out into the streets and into public places like the first apostles who preached Christ and the good news of salvation in the squares of cities, towns, and villages. These words inspire us to boldly share the gospel in the public sphere. We must be able to create an enabling environment, a positive public opinion for us to carry that mission. We take a break. When we come back, we'll look at some key strategies include or involve in public relations in the church. Thank you. Stay tuned.
In Africa, at the service of reconciliation, peace and justice. At the service of reconciliation, peace and justice.
The program is a church on social communications, and we're looking at the role of public relations in the church. Some key strategies in carrying out this important role of public relations in the church. Remember that we said that the church is a subject of public opinion because the church is a powerful institution in society, and the media focus on these powerful institutions that influence societal welfare. And we mentioned, that the role of public relations in the church is to maintain communication between the leadership of the church and this public opinion. And we say this public opinion is driven by the media. So the church must build relationship with media professionals. Very important. The church should foster positive relationship with journalists and media outlets. And this can be done, by inviting them for church events, for coverage, preparing leaflets, preparing information that can help them to understand the symbolism and the complex language of the church, some of the things that are complicated. Media kits for reporters. Providing background briefing, offering context and information about church events helps the media report accurately. Particularly, the Catholic Church is well loaded with, is sometimes described as a book religion. There are so many things that even people within the church do not even understand. So when there is an event, it is the public relations office that should prepare media kits that will guide those reporting this event to understand and bring in that positive image which we expect the media to build and promote positive public opinion, so that the church can have an enabling environment to carry out its mission. Using media-friendly formats, of course, that's what we are saying. Press releases should be clear, concise, and visually appealing. Press releases, the public relations office must be able to publish press releases that are friendly, understanding the format that will make the media to easily exploit these press releases and write positive stories. Taking a stand on social issues, the church gains respect when it courageously defends human rights and social justice and issues of the common good and human dignity. That is, first of all, the church is seen as a moral voice, a moral authority in society. The church promote this, the media will be excited and will guide to bring this to the forefront. By adopting these strategies, the church can effectively communicate its mission and values to the world, ensuring that its message resonates with both Catholics and non-Catholics alike. With all these explanations, we can be sure that we are going home with a good understanding of the role of public relations in the evangelization mission of the church. And with that, we would conclude the program. I want to thank you for joining us on this journey through the church's use of public relations skills in evangelization. As we have seen, PR is not just about managing the image, it is about communicating the gospel in a way that resonates with the modern world. By engaging with the media, maintaining transparency, staying true to its theological roots, the church can continue to be a beacon of hope and love in society. Until next time, may your faith be strengthened and your understanding deepen. My name is Singfred Senior, saying goodbye. Keep listening and watching the programs of DMR TV. May God bless you.
The church is in Africa at the service of reconciliation.